happy Tuesday. Hope you're all doing fantastic. This part of my Tuesday therapy is kind of linked to the last Tuesday therapy that I did. Last week I talked about breakups, whether it is with a spouse, a partner, boyfriend, or even a friendship. And today I want to talk about steps in helping you move on, because oftentimes we either don't want to move on, or even if we do want to move on, we don't know how to move on exactly. So the first on my list is to accept the process. So accept this situation for what it is. Come to terms with it by processing it. The best way to process, and I always tell you this, is by journaling. So really come to an understanding of what has happened and that the fact that this person is no longer a part of your life. And second on my list is to distance yourself. In my humble opinion, I think that we need to distance ourselves, at least in the very beginning, in order to be able to have some space, have some processing time, and allow our heart to heal. So I really believe that space is really a very important way for our heart to heal, because when we're really close to this person physically, it's hard for our mind to let go. As the famous saying is, out of mind, out of sight. So I really truly believe in that. Take some space. The question is, how do you keep this space? I would have a very open and honest conversation with this person that you have had a breakup with. And I would say for the next, and I always recommend 3 to 6 months, preferably 6 months, but if you can't do that, 3 months is the best. And you know, there's a lot of things that complicate situations. For example, if there's children involved in a marriage, if it's a friend that you are on the verge of a breakup with, but you have a lot of other friends in common. So things get complicated, which is why I'm saying at times you may have to be physically close to this person eventually, right? So this is for that case. But if you don't have to see this person again, then great, you are going to have it much easier. But if you do have to see them, then I would have a conversation and I would say, let's really try to take some space, allow this distance to heal, and therefore for the next 3 to 6 months, no text messages, no calls, no emails. And once we're past this hump, then we can kind of keep a distant friendship or relationship. This next step is the most important step on my list. And this is whether you're going through a breakup with a spouse, partner, boyfriend, even a friendship. Do not talk about this person. This is you trying to take physical space from them, but you also want to take mental space from them. And guess what, guys? Talking in the beginning is very good. Talking to a therapist, a trusted source, very good, but you need to cut it off at some point. So my always to go is 2 months of processing. Okay, so 2 months of talking about it with your friends, your best friends, talking about it with a trusted source, talking about it with a therapist. But after that, after 2 months, I really think it's time to let it go and to stop talking about this person or this situation. Oftentimes, the main reason is because when we talk about someone, we keep bringing them back alive and into our lives. And what we're trying to do is process and move on. So let's stop talking about them. And that could be in a positive way or a negative way. So you could be talking about great memories, but you're reliving those beautiful moments. You could be talking about how bad they were, how horrible they were, and you're bringing up all these emotions all over again, and you're trying to process. So after 2 months, stop talking about it. Now, I understand it's really hard to cut off the talking cold turkey. So I always recommend, if you're talking about this person every day, take it down to maybe, 5 times a week, then take it down to 3 times a week, then 2 times a week, then once a week, and then cut it off. So do it slowly because I don't want you to feel pressured. Next on my list is to skip this blame game. We're always trying to figure out whose fault it is. Us humans, right? We always want to point the finger. I mean, in any case scenario. And the reality is that sometimes it's not anybody's fault. It's just that the relationship didn't work out. It's just that the two people grew apart, or their interests changed, or they changed. One person became a more social person and the other person became more isolated. And all these changes in life can cause so many different changes in relationships, and it is okay. So for your sake and for the other person, stop the blame game and just allow yourself to sit with what happened and accept it and move on without blaming. And last on my list is to close the book and to feel 100% okay with moving on. At times we almost need permission to move on. Like we almost need someone to tell us, and it could be an outsider, it's okay. It's okay that it didn't work out. It's okay that you guys grew apart. It happens to everybody. It happens to all kinds of relationships. Just accept it and journal every day and get going. How do you get going? Again, we always go back to improving yourself, improving your own emotional well-being, your happiness, and do whatever it takes, whether it is, working out extra or starting a new workout program or just starting a new lifestyle, or whether it is that you need to start going out because you weren't going out before. Whatever it is that it takes for you to feel better on your own, take those steps and take the focus from blaming, talking about this other person, all back to yourself and improving your life. And eventually you'll get to the point where you don't even need that distance anymore. And if you see this person, let's say on the street, it's so easy for you to go up to them and say hi because that hurt has been dissolved and you have been able to really process and move on. I hope this helps. Thank you for listening to me. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.